Welcome to my garden. Today I'm gonna give you our second fall garden tour. You're gonna see how some of the plants that I have planted earlier this fall, how they're doing, where they are in the garden, and what are my plans for the rest of fall and winter. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so in my first bed, these are a lot of my lettuces and some of my roots are planted. And as you can see here, there are some beautiful lettuce butter crunch. They are doing fantastic. We've been eating from them and adding them to our other salads, which is great. And here are my romaine, which they're also doing really well. I just realized that I could have planted a lot more of them, and you know, it's this type of lessons that you learn every season. And here are my red leaf lettuces. They are beautiful, but I see that they're going to seed, which I don't understand why, because it's really cool. But as you can see, they're doing great, giving us a lot of great leaves, and they're amazing. So we are combining them with some of the other lettuces. Love them. Definitely need more next fall. And then here I am actually going to have a few carrots. I have never had carrots before. In my last season, I actually had one carrot. So I am so happy that these carrots are doing great. And then over here are all of my radishes, and they seem to be coming along. Not as fast as I was hoping, but they're there, and I can start seeing some of them coming out. So hopefully I will have some radishes. And so that is my first bed. Let's go to my next bed. Okay, so in this bed, bed number 2, are my cabbages, and they are doing phenomenal. I love them. They are doing fantastic. As you can see, they are strong and they're developing great leaf growth, and I can see something coming in the middle. So it looks like I am gonna have some cabbages this fall. We'll see. So in between this bed, I also planted some garlic for the spring season. I have that planted in several places. And then if you remember, the volunteer onions are still there, doing good. And then because why not plant a little bit here and there in between, I planted a couple of Swiss chards that I had left over from another place. So it's a little combination. The main hero in this bed is actually the cabbages. And as you can see, they are doing very well. Okay, so let's go to the next bed. Okay, bed number 3 is all about the Brussels sprouts. And I have 6 plants in there. 4 are doing quite well, 2 not so much. Now you're gonna see there's some empty spaces. That's because I'm going to be planting onions in that space. So some of these Brussels sprout plants are doing, you know, quite well. Like this one is doing really well. This one back there, not so much. And it's the same bed as this one here, which I find it very interesting. But this one is doing quite well, and that one is doing quite well, and so is that one. So you know what? If I can get 4 plants, healthy plants that produce Brussels sprouts, I'll be very, very happy. Now here is some more garlic that I planted for the spring. And back here, I actually planted 2 kale plants. And they're also doing quite well. So that makes me happy. But again, I have some empty spaces right over here where I'll be planting some onions, and I will be planting some onions in this big open space in the bed, and that way I can take advantage of all the space and have a little bit of diversity.
All right, let's go to the next bed. Okay, the next bed, bed number 4, is my middle bed, and that one is still all about the peppers, except that it is not producing very much anymore. And after this video, I'm going to be cutting the peppers down, and I will be amending that soil, and I'm going to be planting from here all the way down there with onions and garlic that I'm hoping that I will be able to harvest before I need to put the peppers back in that same place. And so I still have some jalapenos, and I see that it's still trying to produce something, but it's getting really cold at night, so I won't be getting much, even though I still see some flowers here. So but I doubt that it will produce anything. I mean, I have little peppers, right? And it looks like the Cabbages peppers do want to come back. I actually harvested all before it got really cold, but it's still wanting to produce. This pepper, the Cabbages pepper, has been absolutely amazing. Definitely a keeper forever. But all these pepper plants will be gone in the next couple of days, and this will be all about the onions and the garlic. At the end of this bed, back there, I have some more Swiss chard in that side, and on this side I was trying to plant some red beans, pole beans, but it's too cold for them, so they're not really growing too much. And so, as you can see, they didn't develop very much, coming down at all, not going up. So that's okay, you learn. And then here I put some collards. So I think, I don't know, something I had left over, and it's doing beautifully, so I'm gonna leave that one there and let's see how it does. But the Swiss chard on that side is doing really well, as you can see, right here and right here and right here. But the pole beans, definitely not. That's okay. Let's go to the next bed. Alright, so my 5th and last bed, which is the biggest one, is 15 feet long and 3 feet wide, 3.5 feet I think. It's all about the broccoli. I have 6 plants of broccoli and 6 Georgia collard greens, and they're doing good. Not as good as the cabbage and the Brussels sprouts, but they're coming along. This is an in-ground bed, as you can see, while all the other ones are raised, but they're doing okay. I still have some pepper plants in between, like this one here. Again, it's going to come down. Nothing else is coming out of that, but just wanted to keep the green going in here. But there goes the broccoli. Here is the 5th broccoli, and the 6th one is over there. And then I have the collard greens and more collard greens over there and over there. And I have some nasturtiums over there. See how they develop. And some budded plants and some tall marigolds to keep the color going. But those are the colors, 6 of each. These are started plants that I bought, and they are beautiful for sure. As you can see, I have a lot of leaves in the ground now from my fig tree. These are all volunteer plants here. And this is another cauliflower extra one that I had. And back there, you'll see where there is straw. This is all garlic. I have 27 heads of garlic planted for the spring, so I'm excited about that. And my fig tree is definitely shedding a lot of leaves. In here I have also another broccoli right here. It's baby, not growing very much, so we'll see how it goes. And again, here I tried to grow more red pole beans, but I realized this is definitely a spring summer plant. They don't really like it in the cold. I was hoping to have something in my trellis, but I see now that that's just not going to happen. And so that is my last bed. Now I do have a round bed. I'm going to show you what's going on with that. In this round cloth bed, I have this amazing kale, which I absolutely love. It has been here since the spring, and look how healthy it is. It's doing fantastic. We have come and cut some of these leaves. It's cut and come again. I mean, it keeps producing great, and I mean, I'm gonna keep it here for as long as it's looking that good. And I love it for our soups and sometimes for omelets. They're doing great. There's nothing else in this bed, so I'm thinking about cleaning it up and maybe planting some lettuces here. But this kale is definitely doing fabulous, very hardy, and doing quite well. So very happy with that. Something else that's doing quite well is my Swiss chard. At the beginning, I was wondering how I was gonna do because it started very slow. But as you can see, they are now taking strength and growing quite well. So I'm very happy with the Swiss chard in this pot. So you don't have to always grow in beds. You can actually grow a lot of food in pots. Something else that I'm doing is I have started onions from seed, and as you can see, these guys are doing quite well. I am very happy with them. Soon I can start transplanting them into their beds. This variety here, not doing so well. As you can see, only a few of them came up, and so I will still plant some of them, and I'm definitely going to plant a lot of these ones. And so I'm very excited about the onions that I actually started from seed. So it's probably going to be another week or so before I can plant them.
So as you can see, even though it is the fall, there is lots of things that you can grow in your garden in the fall and winter. All these plants that are here, or the majority of them, are what is called cold hardy. That means that they can withstand temperatures probably as low as 24 degrees Celsius, which might be -3 or something like that Celsius. And so, you know, they're gonna be fine, and they're gonna be growing and producing, and I'm hoping that I will be able to start eating some of these cabbages and broccoli in the next 30 to 40 days. We'll see. But in the meantime, it's wonderful to be able to come to my garden and spend some time here, bring my coffee in the morning or the afternoons, and just enjoy being here. The reality is that the amount of satisfaction that I get of just being able to see how, you know, things grow and how you can go from a little tiny seed into these amazing plants that can feed your body, and in my case also feeds my soul. So I hope that this encourages you to, you know, plant a thing or two here in the fall, because it is totally possible. You just have to make sure that you pick the right plants to grow, and then that way you can enjoy the process of growing them until you can eat them in delicious meals. Thank you for joining me on today's video, and if you are enjoying my visits and me showing you how I'm growing my garden, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to our channel and be able to join me in this journey. And if you have knowledge, I am basically new here. I'm barely on my second year of growing vegetables in my garden. I would love to learn from you and exchange ideas and knowledge as we are just, you know, doing this thing called a garden so that we can enjoy it. And at the same time, if you don't have a garden, I hope that this inspires and motivates you into starting your own garden, even if it is with one pot at a time. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.